Shake that ass like boom. Boom shakalaka. Let me shut that off before they kick us off. We live, ho. We live, yo. We live. Nice.
We live. It's another one of those weeks.
Ain't shit going on this week, man.
Yeah, that's why I said it's another one of those weeks.
And another one. Hello, I go by the name of Mr. HYB, and this brother right here is...
Boy Nice, a.k.a. Fly Nice. We in the building right here, man. GMS, the podcast. Grown Man Shit, the podcast.
Yeah.
Also Grown Women Shit as well.
Yeah.
We're not trying to exclude anybody from the conversation. All is welcome. Y'all know how we do anyways.
Never that. And I want to give a shout out right now to Lip Medex because we ain't got much to talk about and they keep my lips moist. Do I say pause for these young kids now?
Yep.
Pause.
You know,
y'all kids feel better?
I got my chapstick on me too.
Oh, and I got my daughters right here, the donut. Pass me the donut. She was like, Daddy, I was watching the podcast. Why are you using mine? I was like, because you took mine.
Oh, mine,
shit.
right.
Yeah, let me put it in the pocket before I forget.
You had mine.
God damn it.
Yeah, I got mine right here, the chapstick, regular stick. That's about it, bro.
What you got? Oh, you got the regular stick.
Regular chapstick.
I'm black, man.
But you gotta have that shit.
I got lube, bro.
You gotta have it, though.
You know what I mean?
You know, even though it ain't, the weather's getting nicer.
It is.
No.
It's kind of. It ain't raining, but it will tomorrow.
Or,
Yo, what the fuck is going on with this planet?
I don't know.
I know what's going on. You talking all that craziness on your phone last night.
Yeah.
The Lord is like, oh, word?
Right, that's exactly.
Oh, word?
Right, he got mad. He got mad.
For all those that watched that rant, I had nothing to do with it. I felt like saying it. Y'all know where I was at.
That's why I didn't post it as a GMS segment.
And I'm all right with that,
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's grown man shit.
Yeah, but I know.
Because I was looking for answers.
Yeah, because
I
know
didn't come up with nothing yet, but
Right.
I will.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I freestyled that last night. That was just like, it could have been, listen, if I sat down and formatted that the right way,
You lucky I didn't
I
have
could
a
have put
guest
that
appearance.
together I could have put that together, 10 times better. But
Oh, yeah?
the reason why I didn't put GMS as part of it is because people will find you guilty by association.
Word.
So people will automatically
You know,
think,
Cliff loves loves
They'll
God.
automatically think that you share the same beliefs as
Yeah.
I, because they'll be like, oh, that's GMS, that's the part. Like, nah. That was something that I spoke about last night because I felt like I had to just go live and talk about it real quick because sometimes when you're like, I know I talk about that stuff a lot on my page and I try to have the dialogues, but I feel like some people just can't fully understand what I'm saying through just comments.
So what are you saying? You saying that you got to go back sometimes to just clarify the air?
Yeah. So I was like,
okay.
I kind of just got tired of people saying like why I post the things that I post. Like, oh, you post them because deep down inside you're looking for God, or deep down inside you're mad at God and stuff like that. It was just like, yo, I've tried to clarify that mad times
Okay.
when I've had these conversations with people and you still keep saying the same thing. Or I'll explain to people that, I've done more than just read scripture just one time. I've read the book many times.
Yep.
And I've explained the fact that I've taken courses on the book and the other things regarding the book that I've researched as well. And it's almost as if like people just don't listen to what I say.
But let me ask you a question though. Is your fiance practice? Or is she religious?
Nah, she ain't religious. I mean, she's claimed, she's like the average person that
What does that mean?
will believe in
A higher power?
A higher power, basically. Like, she believes in God, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But she's not the go to church every Sunday and stuff like that. But, she'll be like, oh, God is good, or she'll say stuff like
All
that.
the time?
She's one of those people.
Okay, all the time.
I'm just the one to be like, okay, if that's how you feel, whatever. I'm not.
You saying prove it.
I do.
I was
say,
like-
I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why last night when I made that video, I was just like, let me put a couple things out here because it's crazy when you've explained to people over and over, and it's literally, you notice that, okay, they're literally just ignoring what you're saying because you've expressed to them numerous times that you're not searching for God or you're not angry at God.
But is it to get that crazy nice out? Is it? You think
Well, yeah.
it's just,
I mean, I just really think that people don't engage in that conversation to listen and learn. They engage in the conversation to tell you.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying?
more than likely.
They're not really. I'm trying to engage the conversation to have some kind of progress. I'm not trying to make you listen to me. I'm trying to have a real conversation with you.
But
And
you
so
ever
we can
have
gain
something?
understanding.
But you ever have a conversation where someone's just like this, and they're just kind of just waiting to just
That's
jump in,
what
as opposed to
ever that I ever had. That's mainly the conversation I have majority of the time with people regarding that specific topic. You know, they're not even listening to factual things that I bring up. They'll just complete, bro. You know how many times I've had a dialogue with somebody, right? And I like to stick to facts.
okay, facts is cool.
I like to stick to facts.
They work.
Outside of logic, when they try to just make a logical argument, right?
Okay.
But I usually like to just stick to facts. And there's so many times where I've just brought up fact after fact after fact after fact. And I'll see, like, you know, I might be busy, so I can't get right back to the conversation, but I'll go back and I'll see the next comment from the person that I was having this dialogue with, or I'm in the middle of having this dialogue with, just completely ignored the fact that I just stated. And now we're just talking about some different part of another aspect of God or religion. It's like, whoa, yo, hold on, bro. You just missed this fact that I just, like, yo, you either blatantly ignored that,
Okay.
or you're just not even paying attention at all, because only thing you're doing is waiting to respond. You're not listening. You see what I'm saying? And that is because people are too emotional or emotionally involved for that conversation. But I still try to have the conversation. So last night, I was like, all right, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? I got to really put this out here real quick.
Now, how did this come to you? Because they obviously using the whip. I felt like you pulled up somewhere and then boom.
It was on my mind all day because
Like a spirit,
I had
spirit came into you.
No,
nice.
no. It wasn't a spirit came into me. You know what I'm saying? But you be trying to get me.
I'm trying to get him.
Yo, it was like, listen, I posted a what people call is a meme, right? But it was quoting a specific verse from the Old Testament, right?
Okay.
And the people that chose to engage on that post kept saying, yo, that they would say that's not in the Bible, or that's not the way the verse is coming. I'm saying, and they're quoting one specific version of the Bible. Out of the hundreds of versions, you're quoting one version, right? Which is it was like a couple of them just seemed to want to only quote the King James. Okay. And I'm like, yo, listen, there are different interpretations of the Bible, okay? And it's not just because yours, which is the King James, says it differently, okay, doesn't mean that this interpretation over here is different. Because what you're failing to realize is whether it's the King James, the New King James, the New American Standard Bible, the New International Version,
LeBron James,
or the Thompson's Chain Study Bible and things of that nature, right? They all have a team of Greek and Hebrew scholars, okay? That use, most of these people use the Greek Septuagint to translate these manuscripts into the English language. Okay. All right. So just because this group over here from the King James Bible decided to use the word seized her, right? And this one over here decided to use the word forced himself upon her, and this one decided to use the word rape. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All of these people are Greek and Hebrew scholars. And they're all saying, listen, you could use this word, or you could use this word, or you could use this word. And I can prove this to you because you see different interpretations explain the verse differently. They word it differently. You know what I'm saying? So what they were failing to realize, they're like, oh, you're not on, this is the original. And I'm like, what is the original? The King James. And I'm like, the King James? The King James isn't even the first Bible ever written in English.
But I think, let's back it up. I like to simplify things. You know that, right? All these Bibles were written at different times.
Yeah.
As you and I both know, languages change over a period of time, right? You also have to include the person writing it down, right? Also got to write take in consideration the person's feelings, their emotion, where they stood, what their agenda was. So I think when you're comparing Bible to Bible, you really can't. I take the Bible personally as a, hey, I'll use one of the commandments, thou shalt not kill. I think that's pretty cool. I think that makes sense. I think it's applicable today.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think
like I did notice somebody was talking about the burning bush.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk about the burning bush.
Right.
I don't think that it was literally burning.
Well, that's the only thing you could say in order to justify such a ridiculous proposition.
Hold on. I think
because
I don't want to go. I don't want to make this a religious rant.
No. I'm not. What I'm saying is, keep in mind that I said that in the video. I said people will either overlook absurd or barbaric verses, or what they try to do is they try to reinterpret them and say, no. It's not literally saying that.
Right.
It's more spiritual.
Right.
Okay. But when you read the verse in its entire context, right, or that chapter, right, you can't just look at the one verse. You have to take everything into consideration.
Okay.
So in that story you're talking about, it's literally talking about Abraham, right, and he's about to sacrifice his child, right, and he doesn't, and God intervenes, and he says that he looks over and he sees a burning bush. The bush is on fire. Okay, so it's telling you, right? This is literally what it's telling you. He's looking at a bush.
Okay.
The bush is on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, and in the bush there's a voice coming from the bush.
Okay.
All right. Now,
what if the guy was smoking the bush? And he thought that he heard
right now,
and he heard voices.
It could be true.
All of it could be true.
It could be true.
And again, I go back. People can't take things literally, and I really truly believe.
But some things are meant to be taken literally.
Says who?
No, okay. I'll give you an example.
Not a quick one.
I'm going to give you a very quick example.
Okay,
I'll give you a very quick example. In the book where it says,
which book?
The Old Testament.
Okay,
right, where it says, if you catch a man and another man engaging in sexual activity, right, you're to stone them, right?
Okay.
To put them to death.
That's crazy,
stone
but
them,
okay.
Right?
Yep.
Pick up stones and stone them.
Yep.
There's only one way to interpret that. That's literally telling you to kill them. That's what I mean by, like, it's not, some things aren't always open to interpretation, because there are some verses that are very straightforward.
Shakespeare also wrote very figuratively.
But Shakespeare is way better than any person that even wrote the Bible.
Purely subjective, bro.
Subjective, but if anybody knows literature, most people would agree to that the writers of the Bible don't even compare to somebody like Shakespeare. But
the writers of the Bible were just capturing the Bible is a journal to me.
Right.
Right? The Bible is a journal. So let's go back to the bush. Someone was burning some bush.
Right.
It was like, hey, yo, I hear something. Mm-hmm. What was the comedian? He was like, just kill 4 people. Just kill 4 people. I don't know what. If my brother was here, he'll tell me what comedian did that. He was like, oh, white people, y'all be acting like that. We smoke weed. Right. That was back in the day, though. So maybe this guy, he was like, instead of like the weed, he was just like, yo, the bush is talking to me. And then maybe he was in the desert, and you get the mirage, and he's like, that bush is on fire. Right. And the bush is telling me, just kill 4 people. Right. And then he sat down and wrote it down.
Right. But I mean, you have so much, you have so many
interpretation, different things.
Right.
I think you got to just take, like, you can publicize anything. Like right now, we can spew a bunch of hatred, a bunch of craziness, a bunch of whatever. And certain people are going to follow. Yeah. Certain people are going to be saying, Nice is crazy or Cliff is crazy or whatever they're going to say. Yeah. And they're going to move which way. Right. I think the Bible is the same way. I truly believe that there was a lot of, I'm not going to use the word miracle because then I gotta defend that. I don't want to use this podcast time to do that. But there was a lot of events that took place that people found to be special to them and applied it to them.
Right, that's okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Can take something, right? I would never tell someone not to take something and apply it to their life at the current moment, right? If you want to take something and if you want to look at it and say, there are some morals and principles within this that can be applied to my life today.
Not to covet others' wives.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's not my argument with like the Bible, and to bring it to what you said, like, what made me post the videos, because like I kept running into the same thing, and I was trying to explain to people yesterday about, you're giving me an interpretation, right? And then you're telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. But then you're telling me things like, oh, the King James is the original, which lets me know that you don't know what you're talking about.
You keep going back to it. So I see that's what lit it
off.
off.
Yeah, right. Okay. Because it lets me know that you don't know what you're talking about. Because if you know anything about Bibles, you know that the King James is not the original, that the original manuscripts for the Old Testament was written in Hebrew and Aramaic. Okay. And then the New Testament was written in Greek. Okay. And then the next Bibles that came out after that were written in Spanish. Okay. Because that was one of the, Roman, and those languages were the.
It's when it was found, because there could have been books in the cut.
No, it wasn't. These were the oldest ones going back. They can date these books back, and then you have Bibles being translated into different languages, right? And when you come over into America, and it started being translated into English, I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on this, but I believe it was the Geneva Bible was the first, or one of the first. I know it was before the King James. That was one of the Bibles that was translated into English before the King James. So when you sit here, and I have people who are there, these are my friends, I'm just saying that, but they were saying things and accusing me of, you don't know what you're talking about, you're misunderstanding, you're not getting what and I'm like, yo, listen, man. You know what I'm saying? If you really knew what you were actually talking about, you wouldn't say and make the claims that you're making right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're failing to realize that I researched the stuff that you're talking about. I was an avid believer in a supernatural being, right? I was actually hardcore into Christianity for a full, like, hard year of my life. I even disciplined myself to not swear. You know what I'm saying? I was taking courses on the Bible. I was reading numerous books regarding this subject. You know what I'm saying? The history of Christianity, the history of the Bible, the manuscripts. I started to learn about hermeneutics and the scientific way to actually interpret the verses properly, things of that nature. And I'm like, yo, how is it? It's just like, people are saying, yo, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, hold on. I started that day, as I was telling you, I started to really reflect on, like, what do you keep bumping into next? Every time you talk to somebody, it's, number one, obviously they're not listening to you. They're not listening to what you're saying. Then they're ignoring facts. And now they're telling you that basically you're uneducated and you don't know what you're talking about. Right. So I was just like, that whole day, I was just like, yo, this is like, it's like, I enjoy these conversations, but that part of it becomes frustrating. Because like you're not even being honest about how much you really think you know.
But let's go back to what we've discussed, I think. So I think I'm going to steer this ship away from the religion piece. I think this is more on your frustration with another individual that's not on the same level playing field as far as knowledge-wise. Hold on.
It was not, but let me just clear, because it's not, I don't want someone to think it's not one individual. It's with the individuals that constantly try to engage me in these conversations, and then are just not listening, right? And then have the nerve to tell me, like, you're uneducated,
but
you don't know what you're talking about. But same thing. So it was like, all right, let me just clear the air real quick.
But it's the same thing. So
I could give a good understanding of where I'm coming from.
So definitely same thing. Because, like, I'm not going to, I wouldn't get into the arena, quote unquote, as far as saying, I know what this Bible, and this Bible has said. I don't know nothing like that. Right. And I will never claim that. I only speak what I know. And when I say I don't know shit, I'm going to say I don't know.
Right. And I will too, though.
And to learn.
I will too, because that's just being honest.
So I think just, on some grown man shit, it's just more the people that you're having those conversations with, or people making the attempt to have those conversations with, those are the people that you just say, all right, I know who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And then, just keep it pushing. Or as you do, or just did last night, say a little something and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're always going to have people saying, but, this and that, and not actually have, like, statistics or have true knowledge of what it is that they're speaking. They're speaking based on feelings.
Yeah, it
You
is.
see what
A
I'm
lot of
saying?
it is feelings, and that's why I try to tell people, like, when I was the person that you were, and I don't mean like
Nah, I
in a
got
bad
you.
way.
I'm with you.
I mean like when I was a believer,
Yep.
I was entrenched with extreme bias
Yep.
when I heard another person from the other side speak.
You went in.
Right?
You were
Like I
saying,
wouldn't even like pay attention. It was just like I didn't even take it into consideration. I didn't listen to it.
Yep.
I was all based off of emotion.
Got
and
you.
even when someone would bring up a fact, it
Yep.
would be like, yeah, but I feel like this is what it is, so I'm gonna run with this.
Yep.
I feel like this.
Right.
You know, and I know where they're coming from. But it's like when you try to constantly say, yo, listen, no, stop saying that this is what I'm doing it for, or stop saying you don't know what you're talking about and things of that nature.
Got you.
When it's like I'm explaining these things to you every time, and I'm definitely explaining them in detail, but it was like, okay, maybe because it's a comment thing and it's just a thread, like people aren't really being able to comprehend what you're really saying. So I was like, let me just make this video so I could just put it out there, you know. And I literally freestyled that video, bro. These were just things that was popping in my head that of things that I just knew. And then after I had watched the video, after I started, like, more things started popping up in my head.
Plus you lose a lot of things through translation. This is why you're not supposed to have a conversation via text. Not supposed to have a conversation on Facebook. You just got to actually sit down with the person, either pick up the phone or FaceTime or use other forms of technology so that you can actually hear the tone or just stop them at their point and just, you know, or even sometimes you need a little bit of body language just to kind of see, like, you know what I mean? So I think with that being said, just like JJ said, it's just like politics and sports. Like, shit, I'm king of sports. I'll give you all my opinions. I'm very strong. I'm very biased on certain opinions, but I can also go back and back up the information with facts, based on statistics, based on things that, i.e., professionals have actually said. I have things that I can back it up, just like you showed last night, and I thought it was pretty cool.
That's why
I
wanted
wanted to kind of clear the air.
to clear it out, because I was like, you know, let me, like, I remember one time, bro, I put on Facebook, right? I think it was a list of like 19 or 20 different books that I read that were quote unquote theistic or pro-Bible, pro-Christianity books that were written by theologians, scholars, philosophers, and all of that. And yo, I can literally sit here right now if you wanted me to. I can name them off the top of my head.
I believe it. I believe it.
I know I don't need, but I'm saying I wouldn't tell you I could I could do it.
I believe
you feel
it.
me? Because I really read these books.
Yep.
So I had put that out there before, and I'm like, yo, how many people that are actually believers can name this many books from the opposite side of the coin and say you read that many books? You know what I'm saying? And I knew that a lot of them were like, oh, well, you know, I don't need to read those books. And I'm like, see, this is the problem. This is the problem. I've learned that in order to make an honest and fair judgment on something, you have to be able to look at both sides of the coin from an objective standpoint. And if you don't do that, then you can't tell me that you made an honest judgment and that your conclusion is really honest and fair. It's not.
Three sides to a story, man.
Right.
You know, I was born into being a Catholic. There's a lot of things that I question. I don't take things as literal as some Catholics, because I understand what Catholicism was back in the day, especially when you're talking about the Roman Empire, kings and queens, even to church and state right now, and how things are controlled and how to control people. So at the end of the day,
well, it's true. That's exactly why one of the reasons that there was a part of religion that was developed. Right?
You know what?
First you had government, and then you had religion, because government says this.
Perfect segue. Go ahead.
Exactly. But look, government says this. Listen, this is how you have to live. These are the rules. And if you break these rules, you're going to pay these consequences. Right. And then as Dr. Michael Shermer, as I quoted yesterday, well, I didn't quote him. I paraphrased basically his evolutionary theory on where the belief in gods and stuff come from. But anyways, like I said, you'll have, he says, like, you have government, right? And they give you the laws, and if you follow these and if you break these, here's the consequence, right?
Yep.
And then that was due to us and our species becoming larger and larger and larger and larger, you had to contain it somehow. So now we create what's called governments, right?
Yep.
That's how you control. It's control. It's not a conspiracy. That's how you control things and you keep things civilized, right? You have laws, you have rules that need to be followed. If these rules aren't followed, you pay a consequence, right?
Yep.
And then after you know, religion came into play. So it's, okay, listen, for those of you that think that you can break the rules and get away with it, well, here's the eye in the sky that watches everything you do.
Right.
And then you may not pay
When
for
you
it now, but when
you're
you
not
die,
going up here.
right, you're gonna pay for it.
Right.
So that was another way to keep the
Which I
control
get
on
that.
things, right? Now, but that goes into a whole nother
But
conversation.
now this is what I was saying too. So, okay, so now man has evolved. Now man has started to question people.
Right.
People are starting to have these conversations. You know, let's use Roman times. People had little scholars and they were doing this and speaking about it over, you know, some bread and wine. And fast forward to today, and we're having these type of conversations right now as we are on the GMS podcast. And then guess what? We're changing things. Let's talk about what's current right now.
Right.
I like to apply it. Like I said, these stories that the priest or religion tries to put upon us or educate us with, or try to put in our everyday life, unfortunately, they tend to spill into your home. They spill into politics, and they try to spill into how you're supposed to behave.
Yep.
How many people are there are familiar with the abortion bill that's recently been passed? I want to know.
Alabama.
In Alabama. Thank you for the clarification. Because you know what that state is all about. I know there are a bunch of Christians over there.
Oh, are they?
If not Protestants. And they don't like that.
And they're like lowest on the, I think, the scale for like education. And things like that as well,
1,000%.
right? Like,
Let's not go there, because that's
I'm not-
I know where you go with that. Because
No,
there was.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, there seems to be a lot with like
There's
going
a-
on there. There just
it's
seems
a
to be lot of
connection.
things. And now, but guy, I want you to.
There,
keep
no,
talking.
there's definitely a connection as far as that.
Well, you would think they would have focused on their educational system,
But why?
They
But let's
focused on
control their mind.
Right.
To me, if you're going, okay, for those that don't know, what they're saying is that if was it 5 weeks? Let's say you were
5 or 6
raped,
weeks or something like
5 to 6 weeks. I think it's 5. If you were raped, you have to have the abortion before 5 weeks. 5 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, women. Please chime in.
Yeah,
I know that we've been in a position where I'm like, "Hey, girl, you've missed your period."
Can they call up today or no?
Yeah, call on in. Call on in. Y'all know the number. You know,
774.
There we go. Let's pull out a notepad.
5170. I got.
Yo, you know what? We need a GoFundMe page. We're gonna set up a GoFundMe so we can have like a little sticky on the wall. Send some money so we can write our number so we know how to tell y'all every week because this is crazy. But so basically, what they're saying is that let's say you get raped and it's 7 weeks and you're like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. It's because of this. Unfortunately, because of the new law, you keep the baby. That's crazy.
That is beyond crazy.
I'm going to look for the law so I can give it to you guys so you guys can read into it. That is bananas. I don't know how that passed.
I don't know how it passed either. And I know people that are on the what is it? Is it pro-life? They say they're pro-life, right?
You're right.
Okay, so they're on the pro-life side of the argument. And my thing is, any bill that says if a woman is raped has to keep the baby, right, is just something that I could never take that side of that argument. Yo, I could just never take it. I don't care what else you say comes with that argument. Yo, there's nothing in me that would be swayed to say that I should be able to tell a woman what she needs to do with her body or I believe that a woman should be able to do what she wants with her body.
Just because it's our rib don't mean, and I'm making pun, it's our rib don't mean we can tell you what to do with your body.
Right.
And like, at the end of the day, isn't that like, I don't know, it's not being responsible.
Right.
So you're telling someone that says, hey, I'm going to use this as an example. I can't or I don't want to have this child because I don't have the means. I know people can say, well, you shouldn't have got pregnant. You shouldn't open your legs. Right. You know what? This is life. Can we be realistic for now? Like, let's be realistic. Okay? The person gets pregnant. They say, oh, my goodness, not a good move right now. Trying to take care of myself. Trying to not derail my life. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's the worst thing possible, but believe it or not, it could kind of derail what you've been trying to do, you know? And at the end of the day, there's some plugs over there. At the end of the day, if you got to be told, hey, listen, just because you're pregnant, just because you have aspirations in doing other things, we've passed a law that says we can tell you what you can do with your body. That's nuts. That's insane. I don't get it. I really don't. What's next?
Listen.
What is next?
I don't know. I mean, I read something. I don't know how real it was. It was saying something that they're trying to pass a law about men masturbating or something like that.
Yes. Oh my God. Where was that? That is true. Well, hold on. I kind of passed by it. I don't want to say it's true. I didn't confirm it, but I read that and I had to laugh.
Yeah. Hold on. I was just like, yo, it's starting to become crazy because like you were saying, they say like church and state is supposed to be separated, right? But let me tell you something, yo.
$100. It is true. Hold on. The CNN reported on it. Let me and keep going. Let me read it.
What I was saying was, even though church and state is supposed to be separated, a lot of these people that are pro-life are also hardcore Christians.
Yep.
And if you think that their religious beliefs are not playing a role in them being pro-life, you know what I'm saying? You are absolutely mistaken. Even these senators or these governors or whatever these politicians are, their job title is, right? If they are a believer in a certain religion, even though church and state is supposed to be separated, right? Mm-hmm. Trust and believe that a part of their belief system is attached to their religion, and they're bringing that with them when they are asked to make a decision on these bills. Believe it is, yo. It is. And once again,
okay, I see what's going on.
Now look what we have. We have laws that are saying
let's
clear it out. Got
to
keep the kid. Like, it's crazy.
So a Texas lawmaker has proposed a bill that would fine a man $100 each time he masturbates. The bill also imposes a 24-hour waiting period if a guy wants a colonoscopy or vasectomy, or if he's in the market for some Viagra. Rep. Jessica Farah, I might be mispronouncing in that, a Democrat, knows her bill isn't going to get very far, but she proposed it last week to make a point and give male lawmakers a taste of their own medicine. So basically what's happening here is we have politicians having fun. So she's been a long advocate of women's health in the state, has made it extremely difficult for women to get abortions. And the bill, by pointing out a sexist double standard, is meant to shine light on obstacles women deal with when it comes to their health care. I get it. So it's kind of a joke. But this is what's even a bigger joke. So now people are taking time out in Congress to put up these funny laws to poke fun at real laws.
Basically.
So it's a circus show. There's a circus going on over there. It's not really going on.
No.
This is what's really important with when you select people. This is why it's important that you vote. This is why it's important you get well informed. We have people saying, hey, nice, you know what? We're going to make a video and let's propose this and this and this happen just to put some light on something that doesn't make sense, like telling a female you can't have an abortion. Why not just get the collective, intelligent people together to make that conversation as opposed to passing a law to do that? Because I'm assuming that you have to write it. You need certain man hours. You got to have people actually bring it up. And you're wasting time when you bring these type of things up.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know much about politics, but that just don't sound like something that's supposed to be going over there. That's something that's supposed to happen here. Like, we talk about the shit. Right. You know what I mean? Because I got plenty of laws that they should pass by.
Yeah.
Like coochie coupons. One day we're gonna talk about the coochie coupon. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get into that one day.
Oh my
But
God,
yeah, I mean,
man.
like you said, whether you even this for me wasn't even about really being informed on politics like that or not. I just looked at it from a common sense perspective and was just like, hold on, you're telling women what to do with their bodies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't even, that to me just doesn't sit right. So
Stupid.
I naturally was just like, all right, that's the pro-abortion stance. That's part of it. If a woman gets raped, they basically have to keep the baby. And you made a good point earlier when you were talking and the cameras were off, but you were like, dude, what is it, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? Like most women don't even know that they're pregnant until,
Yeah.
5, 6 weeks later.
Yep.
Like you said, once the menstrual cycle
Yeah.
comes on, they like miss their period and it's like, oh, I might be pregnant, and next thing you know, too late.
Yeah.
You can't abort that.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and you were raped. Oh, sorry. You just gonna have to.
Too bad. Sorry.
You're gonna have to have this kid. And then what's even worse is like, the law says that even if like a man like did rape a woman, like he can legally still get custody of his kid
100%,
and
yeah.
things of that nature. Like this shit
Yeah.
is just, I can't
Look at that. Someone didn't know until they were 2 months.
Exactly. Man.
You know what's gonna
I didn't know it was too
happen.
much.
These
I
people
know
are
that
going to other
because you know
states.
what? Some people don't know. I don't think, when did my girl found out? Like, I think it was like a month and a half.
Fam, same
After
here. I
too,
was like,
about,
hey,
you
you
know
know
what I'm
what?
saying?
We haven't had a pause in a while.
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're going to be passing out Plan Bs like chiclets out here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Plan Bs are going up. The stock on that is going high, way up. Because the demand on them things is going to go up, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Plan Bs for real. That or people are going to have these abortions in other states.
Or things will happen like there's going to be possibly, overpopulation. And then
We're already
eventually,
there with that. Jesus
and
Christ.
then eventually, what's gonna happen next? They're gonna the same people that put these laws into effect are probably gonna be the same ones that are gonna go, hey, we need to change this now because there's too many people now, right? We're just forcing people to basically
Fucking
have
idiots, man.
kids. You know what I'm saying?
They swearing, but they're stupid.
They are.
So let's give a shout out. Let's talk
Idiots,
about
man.
something else because I'm kind of getting annoyed by the fuckery in this world. Let's talk about these two, man.
Oh yeah.
These two. Let
These
me
are
give
the
them a
two.
little. I wish we had the effects. We get effects are
definitely
coming,
give them
like
hand clap.
little golf clap for y'all.
If anybody doesn't
Straight up.
know who they are,
Word.
these are the two women who are actually the lawyers
Yeah.
that are in the courtrooms during all of these long litigations that freed these 17 individuals that had life sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are them. And I know that some people were saying that, Kim Kardashian was the only one getting credit for it. I actually kind of disagreed with that. I didn't see any article that was giving her fully 100% credit for it. I seen articles that said she helped, she contributed to things of that nature.
She was the bag.
But
Still props, man.
She gave him money. And
She
stuff
financed
like that.
it, B.
You know what I'm saying? She gave him money and stuff like that. I get it.
And I ain't gonna hate on none of that. I feel like
Yeah.
do what you do. We appreciate it
No, I think. Well, listen.
because you got these super.
They should have been. I'm not saying that. Like, first of all, yeah, Kim Kardashian is a superstar, international, mogul or whatever you want to put the name, right? She's known internationally, right? But dude, I don't dude, these ladies should have been like any article with a picture of Kim Kardashian, these ladies should have been right there
100%.
in the picture, just as big, if not bigger.
Fam, you see the photo. I was looking for pictures. That's the best photo I
know,
can
that's
find
the
of these
best
two.
photo you could really find.
That's
but they
crazy.
also said themselves that they don't really want
That type of
notoriety
shine,
for this. They're not looking for no fame and stuff like that. That they were actually doing this long before, Kim Kardashian came along. Their main problem was funding.
Well, we gonna
know
give
what I'm
y'all a
saying?
shout outs. Keep doing it. We appreciate it. Word.
Yeah, they
For real.
definitely get the shout out. I told somebody as soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, they're getting a shout out on our podcast."
Yeah.
because they're gonna definitely, they deserve credit. So.
So in more legal news, your boy,
You know,
Yeah,
Madison
man.
said, if good's being done, who cares who's doing it?
True.
I agree with that. I'm just saying that, you know, these were the women that were in the courtroom, and, you know, they weren't really, you know, a lot of people were thinking like Kim Kardashian freed 17 people. So, you know,
That was
kind of like
that was the headline.
that was basically kind of like the headline. When you
Yeah.
thought of it, you thought
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian was freeing.
I know,
them.
I did. I was like, damn.
But I
she's
agree
kinda
with her
getting
too.
it.
Like if good's being done, like we shouldn't
Yeah.
care who's doing it. I
Yeah.
agree with that. As long as
props
the good's
to
being done.
both. Props to everybody involved.
Right. But on to
boy.
this guy right here.
Damn.
Jesus.
Why does he gotta be Haitian?
Jesus. And you know, I was just giving him credit. I think I was gonna give him credit. He said, "Why you gotta be Haitian?"
Yo, he is. Why is he messing up, bro?
He gotta be Haitian because Haitians are popping. So,
But I hear you. But why is he making us look crazy like this dude,
he's
man?
young and he's just, you know.
We gotta stop with this young nonsense, man. Like,
No,
what?
I get it. But
Like,
I mean, he's like, I don't. Yeah, I can't.
how old is he? Let's Google that.
He's
Let
like
me.
21, bro. He's only like 21.
I don't know.
He is. He's like 21. I looked it up the other
Let's
day.
not
and I
say
was
just
looking, I
like
was
21. People going to war. Like, nah. Let's see. How old?
And you know what? I was really giving him some credit the other day because he wanted to pay for the
21.
funeral. He is 21. But yo, he did something good that a lot of people didn't really.
Let's talk about
They
it,
didn't
though.
give him too much credit for, but I saw it on social media, so
What's
he
that?
got some credit. There just wasn't a lot of people talking about it.
What's that?
I think because they were mad about the Nipsey thing and a couple other things that he's got going on. But he I don't know if he did or he offered to. I forget which one it is. I might be confused. But anyway, he wanted to pay for the kid that saved the other kids from dying from that recent school shooting. He wanted
Word?
to pay for his funeral.
Wow. Okay.
You know, so I was like, oh, that was a good thing to do, man. It was an honorable thing to do.
Cynic in me saying good PR move, but
You know,
whatever.
right. I get what you're saying.
I hate that. That's why.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, you look at him and you go, yo, did he do that out of the goodness of his heart, or was it like a PR move telling him to do?
Because
Because
we can't forget why.
right? Because it's like, yo, look at all the stuff you got going on.
Word.
Why don't you take a quick 10,000 and give this kid money for it? So, I mean, it could be that.
I'm gonna give you the ill segue. Ready? I've been practicing this. So people gonna say, "Yo, Cliff or Bi, what's this PR thing you talking about with Kodak?" And I'm gonna say because he was talking shit about this man. Well, not directly about this man, but about this man's wife. You know what I'm saying? So is he working on that? Then I'm gonna be like, "Yo, here's another segue. Look at DJ Khaled, because I hate being a cynic, but I have to ask. We see these two together, DJ Khaled, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace still. They're coming out with a record. They're working on, well, not they've worked, on an album, on a record, that's going to be on DJ Khaled's new joint coming out. I think it's just called Father of Assad. My question is Khaled using this the right way? Or is he taking opportunity?
I think it's both.
Me too.
I think obviously business plays a side of things, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you gotta make money.
Yeah.
So you have to be strategic.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I also think that he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart by saying, yo, let's keep, this man's memory alive, and I'm gonna do it like this. So it's like, it's one of those things where like it's a selfish/selfless act.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's selfish, but it's also selfless because he's keeping the memory of Nipsey alive. Where he could have,
True.
Khaled rocks with all the rappers because he's a hot.
And that's the only reason I'm not really talking much. I'm just kind of poking the bear, trying to make fun and just, more so for conversation, because this week was kind of quiet. I think it's genuine because he was working with him. You know what I'm saying? Plus, we got footage on it. I don't know if y'all seen it on TMZ. You wanna give them that little bit of feed? We can show them that, and we can talk about that.
Yeah. I only got one. I know this is kind of like it's not really on topic, but it's about Khaled.
Go ahead.
And I don't know if I'm the only one that sees this. Am I the only one that thinks DJ Khaled's wife looks like his fucking sister?
Yo.
I'm just saying, yo. Like when you like, I look at his wife and I'm like, yo, she looks just like him.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Am I the
only one?
I thought DJ
I'm not
Khaled's
disrespecting.
wife.
I'm
me
just saying,
neither.
like, yeah,
and this is messed
I feel
up.
like she really looks like she could be his sister.
I didn't want. I was gonna say like a cousin or something.
Or family member.
You know what it is?
Right?
I think it's.
They gotta do ancestry DNA.
I think this is best. Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Like Assad.
Right.
Why you look like?
Right. I mean,
oh man, we horrible.
I don't ever
man.
want if we blow and then Cali gets.
They come back and be like,
nah,
yo,
I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah,
like,
what were you talking about?
I'm just saying. I feel like
here's this
look like
another one.
Right, another one.
You
like,
ain't getting that.
Cal, you want to come on and show? You played yourself.
Played yourself. Yeah, you played yourself.
Fuck.
No keys.
Right, no keys. You get no love.
But you're right. I kind of
I
thought about it, Khaled.
Cool.
I thought about it. Them are
too.
jokes. Them are jokes. We comedians. I'm gonna piggyback off of what a couple people saying. Yeah, I heard about that. This not being Khaled's first, without a single. I heard other podcasts say it. To me, that
I think that's been going on a lot lately, though. He's not the. But I think a lot of. I think there's been other. Haven't there been other rappers?
Jay-Z,
that kind of
Beyonce.
Jay does it.
He's one of those. When you get to that level, you don't need a single.
You just got to go. Yo, the new Khaled album dropped, and everybody's screaming it.
They're on it. That's it. Like I think.
What about Weezy? Did Weezy's Carter 6? That didn't hit. That wasn't no single out.
Nah, but there was kind of like a lead up to it because of court. But his is different because he had the whole court thing, and then when he won the whole court thing, people were like, "Oh, the album's coming." So people kind of knew. Yeah. They didn't really quote unquote release a record, but there was a hype behind it. Like these guys right here are just like, album's on. We just unloaded it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's pretty dope.
I feel like a lot of rappers are doing that now. I feel like because the way the internet is set up nowadays and music and streaming and shit, I feel like you can do that now.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're somebody like Cal,
you gotta you gotta have that pedigree.
You can do that.
Yeah, you gotta have that pedigree because people ain't just looking for you. You know what I mean? You know what I did forget to mention though? These two females right here, they were a little upset about the whole abortion law thing. Do you think that's going to matter? That these two, Lady Gaga and Rihanna, they kind of ranted a little bit on Twitter. You think that this is going to sway people? This is going to have an influence? Or I think it's a good thing because a lot of people that have no idea of what's going on in the world outside of just like music, fashion, and their job, you have people on these type of platforms that shed a little bit of light, like a Rihanna, like a Lady Gaga, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So let me read on it, and if they read on it, be like, "Oh, I'm against it," and hopefully make them develop, like I don't know, grow up a little bit more. But
anything's possible. I mean, the whole theory about a butterfly flaps its wings and it causes
the effect.
The effect, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, anything's possible. They have a big platform. Rihanna and Lady Gaga got millions and millions of followers on their social media. They're both two international superstars as well.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, they could.
I think Rihanna too. She's one of those people that she could just drop an album right now.
Rihanna or Beyonce?
Depends on the night.
All right, but not the night. I'm just like.
Damn, man. I'm gonna say Beyonce.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say Beyonce.
I'm gonna say Rihanna.
Yeah? Yeah. Sexually, right?
I just all around.
Yeah.
I think she's sexier than Beyonce.
I think she.
too.
Yeah. I think I don't know. Maybe
I think, and then if you want to go to like personality and freak wise and looking like you'll have more fun. Well,
Well, Ree. Yeah,
Ree.
Ree. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
Wifey knows that too. I told Wifey about that too.
He's planting the seed. Inception.
I'm just saying.
Just in case. She just knocks at your door at the crib. Rihanna? Right. She'd be like, "Hey, Nick, fly. I was looking at your GMS.
I was looking at your podcast.
And you said you wanted me to come through.
Like, oh, indeed.
Where's this Natalie that you keep talking about?"
Indeed, I did.
Yo, if y'all make a record together, just put me on it, man. Let me get a little credit.
You shooting the video.
Yes. Thank you. That's called support, damn it.
With the home team.
You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. That's nuts, man. Again, nothing happened. You know what? I was going to show them the video. Let's show them this quick little video. TMZ put it out there, so we can't really take credit for it, but TMZ, you know what TMZ do.
Yeah.
I think I need to show up at one of these video shoots with Khaled. Like, yo, this is what you need to do. So word. Like, damn, dog. You know what I mean? You're DJ Khaled, fam. I mean, you doing more things on the damn treadmill. What the hell's going on? That's crazy. But John Legend, I can't wait to hear that mix. Like, what's going on? That's crazy.
That's gonna be a big.
You think so? Because like,
honestly,
it's,
I'm a big
that's
fan
a
of
different
Khaled,
comment.
I'm a big fan of Khaled.
Me
I think
too.
That he makes hits.
He makes hits for sure.
But there's some people that really don't like him. Like,
I don't know why.
I can't stand him.
What is there not to like?
And I'm like, well,
he's just bringing your favorite rappers, creating amazing beats.
I
like,
think that people get it. Like they don't like
jealousy.
They maybe can't stand him.
Jealousy.
And they're like, but I'm like, even if you don't like him, his music is fire.
Yeah.
The songs he produces,
especially that record with Rihanna,
is fire.
Yeah, that was Nipsey in that video. Nipsey and Khaled got a record with John Legend. We just showed you that clip. I'll put the link so y'all can check that out. But nah, I don't know why people be hating. I think people are just silly. We'll see.
Yeah, CJJF said Black. He said his work is dope. He's just annoying. Yeah, I think that's what it is with a lot of people. They think he's annoying.
I used to follow him on Snap? It's too much, but that's his marketing genius.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I used to think Khaled was like kind of corny and annoying too.
Yeah.
But then I started to respect his genius.
Yeah.
And really respect, like, yo, he's a boss for real.
Fam,
bro.
he created the coin major key.
Right. Like,
and you know what I'm saying?
Like he's really a boss,
Word.
bro. Like he makes boss moves for real.
Word.
Like, and you know when I started to realize it was when I followed him on social media.
Yeah.
I started to see his life and the things that he was really doing, and I was like, oh shit, Khaled is really.
That's why Jay-Z is like, yo, Rock Nation, sign that guy.
Like, and the thing with Khaled is he ain't dumb. Guaranteed he inked a good deal.
Yeah.
Guaranteed
Oh my God,
a good deal because Khaled knows his worth. Khaled knows his worth.
He's not stupid,
and Jay's not stupid.
Yeah.
So it was like it's natural to see them two come together.
It's actually a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean? That's, to me, it's like grown people saying, you know what? Let's make some money together. We know what your worth is. Right. Let's figure out the numbers, but we gonna get it. I'm looking on the Facebook. I see people saying, hey, let's talk about the Joyner video.
The Joyner video, yeah.
Which one?
Was pretty good. The one where he was basically questioning God. You didn't see it?
No, I would love to play it. It's been a crazy week for me. But
it's a good
what's your thought on it?
It's a good video. I mean, it's something that I liked, but it's still, you can tell he leans more towards still the belief in God. You know what I'm saying? But I like the fact that he was asking questions that, good questions about basically why does this happen or why do you allow that happen?
Okay,
and things like that. That's cool.
Is it a record though? You know what I'm saying by like record, but like
really, it is. He shot a video for it and everything.
But so, I mean,
I don't know how much of a record you mean.
Yeah, like is it gonna really? Is it gonna get play?
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not. To be honest, like I seen it. It had a little buzz for a couple of days, and I didn't hear anything else about it. And
that's the problem. I think Joyner is phenomenal. I think he's an underrated rapper. He's got 2 joints that I heard with like Chris Brown. Mm-hmm. I've heard some other joints that he's done, but he's just not. I think.
It's
he
definitely,
needs to come
like
out.
Rudy said, it's not a club. Yeah, it's definitely not a club.
It's not a banger? No,
it's not a club banger.
But you know what, though? Let me ask you a question. Does that matter anymore? You feel me?
Depends on what you like for music.
Like, I think there's
I think a lot of people that rap the way Joyner raps don't really make club bangers anyway.
True.
I think that there's a certain kind of style that Joyner is included in with other rappers. You see what I'm saying? Like that real lyrical kind of fast rap lyrical stuff.
That he might not make that really transition.
Club banger type dude.
Yeah,
they just there's a certain audience for that and they like it. You know me, I'm not the biggest hip hop head type of person anyway, yo. That's never been my thing. But I can still analyze, certain things.
Right.
And Joyner's one of those Eminem fast rapping lyrical type of guys.
Yeah.
And there's a certain audience for that. And then you have the Meek Mill type where he's nice, but he makes hits that like a lot of club banger type hits and street hits.
Yeah.
But he put some real club bangers.
You got
together.
a couple anthems. You got some anthems. Yeah.
And I would say that, you know, you got, like I said, like there's an audience, you know, you got the backpack rapper type dudes and people like them, and you got your J. Cole's and stuff like that. Like there's a certain audience for like that specifically love these kind of rappers. You know what I'm saying? And I think Joyner's in that group that doesn't always get the most shine, and I think that that group will stay there. I don't ever think that it's going to go back to that super lyrical type Joyner Lucas rapper. I don't think it will.
I think the landscape has changed. I think people used to be like, oh, is it like, I'll use what Rudy was saying, is it a club banger, and literally be looking for that record to be popping in the club. I think music just pops everywhere, especially streaming. You know, I think people are looking, is it popping online?
Yeah.
Is it popping in the club?
Right.
Is it popping?
If everybody's talking about it,
yeah.
It's popping.
So I think
it could be something that isn't even really, I would say, is like a great song, right? But it's buzzing on social media. And next thing you know, it's popping. You know, it's like,
I give him props. I just like that he's growing. I see,
think he's
like,
talented.
He's amazing. I met him when he was like under the radar, way back when. But like at the end of the day, like I thought he was gonna be like where he's at, but I just thought he was gonna transition. You know what I mean? Because if you look at Meek's previous records and you compare them to now, it's night and day to me.
It is.
You know what
I
I mean?
agree with that too.
He's learned to create music as opposed to just like
Meek's gotten better. With time. I wasn't even really the biggest fan of Meek.
Me neither.
He first came out. Like,
shout out to my homie West Money. That dude
really
loves some Meek, boy.
Yeah. I think I started listening to Meek hard when I started. I really paid, like, it was that levels. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this
shit. Yeah.
Like I started really bumping, like, oh, okay, yo, Meek got some, you know, and then from there on I started really paying attention to him hard. And and as I said, I think the as time goes on, he makes better music. Yeah,
he's put me on.
Because I've been in a club, right, when Meek tracks come on and the club goes up, bro.
Yeah, I seen that. Yo.
Like listen, like Meek gets the club to go up, and Drake gets the club to go up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right. And both of them, Drake's been doing his thing from the beginning anyway. I just wasn't the biggest fan of him either when he first came out. But I can say the difference between, I think, Meek and Drake is like Drake was really making hits from the very, very beginning. Like really good.
He just said, you know what, I'm gonna rap.
I even went back and listened to old
mixtape.
Yeah, like, this dude
buddy,
was really making hits.
Yeah,
bro.
Like classics.
You know what I mean?
Classics.
He was really making hits. But when you're in the club and you hear a Meek track, or you hear a Drake, like, they both go up. And I don't think that Drake makes the club turn up more than Meek. I think they just go up.
You know what's crazy though? Meek took a while to grow on me. I did a show in Providence and I was recording, and I was with two of my dudes. Actually, I think it was Wes and Rudley. And I wasn't feeling too good. And I was like, man, I don't even want to finish this. I ended up giving my camera to one of them. And I just went in the car to just like rest. Because I was just like, this dude ain't really going nowhere. Mm-hmm. It was crazy because I just didn't see it. And then now, and you just like made something click in my head that I'm like, okay, I put that experience to when I then seen him like in Vegas. He legit, like, you know what I'm saying? And what's that record that he did? I think The Dreams Would Come True. Y'all thought I was finished? Shit. Oh my God. It's like the anthem to Dreams and Nightmares. Mm-hmm. Yo, that record right there, I'm talking about everyone was going nuts. And then it was just an anthem. He literally could have put the mic down and they was rapping word for word. But when I seen Meek back in it, it wasn't like that. So I felt like he grew. I don't know if it's because, he obviously worked in his craft, obviously, but I don't know if it's because he was hanging with Ross and Wale and kind of picked up off of them. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dreams versus Nightmares. Yeah, that intro is crazy, bro.
Yeah, especially when you hear it in the club.
Yeah,
and that's when I was saying, like, is that the album that there's levels to this shit? Is that the album that's on?
Nah, I think it's the following one. Y'all, what do y'all think? Right? What is it?
Because I had Dreams and Nightmares.
Levels to the shit.
I copped that album. I did cop it. But I wasn't just I don't know, dudes have been Meek fans for a while, and I just wasn't. I was like, yeah, because I think I was still like, I've always still been stuck on like listening to Kiss and Fab.
I like that you said stuck. And that's okay, like, because you know what, our age.
I like
yeah,
but I feel like only some rappers can. The reason why I was stuck with them is because they stayed relevant.
I like that. They
were
Keep
able
it. Yeah,
they were able to stay with the times. And still be rapping the way they rap. Though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Fab can still drop something now, and people will be like, "That shit was fire."
Word.
And Kiss can do that too.
It's crazy.
So it was like I was sticking to that.
Yeah.
I was sticking to that, and I'm a Stack Bundles fan too, so I was sticking to that type of shit. And now I'm definitely on to the new. I like the, I was saying, I listen to the new stuff. I enjoy that shit. I like these up and coming rappers. I like NBA YoungBoy. I like Roddy Ricch.
Yeah,
I like
Roddy
these
Ricch
young dudes. I like the Baby. I like Lil Baby. I like these dudes, bro. They're all talented.
Yeah,
they make good music.
Stay alive. Stay out of jail, though. God damn.
Stay out of jail.
Jesus.
Even Kodak Black, that song "Too Many Years" was that shit.
Hold on. What was that record? Hold on. We went to this spot. You should bring your girl with you. Studio Lounge or something in Providence, and this record was playing. I'm just like, yo, what's this? I hit up Wes because Wes was with me. My homie DJ Just, he was spinning out there, and he was like, "Nah, that's Kodak Black." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Something booty." Hold on, I gotta check that. That record go hard, and I'm gonna share with y'all. I was like, "Damn, Kodak's like that," because I don't really listen to him. You know what I mean?
Black, you know, Stack Bundles, yo. We already know.
Hold on, I gotta check this out.
Top 5, regardless.
I gotta check this out. Hold on, this is.
I like that song "Too Many Years" by Kodak Black, and even though he doesn't spaz,
it's called Booty by Black Youngster. My fault.
Oh,
Black Youngster. Yeah, Booty by Black Youngster. I'm gonna find it for y'all, and y'all can check it out because that joint. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the new music. I got no problem with it. I think it's hot. And I don't get the older dudes that are just like, I'm not listening to that. That shit's mumble rap, it's whack. Man, and I'm like, yo, it's not whack.
It's really not.
Like, yeah.
Open your ears. Listen to something different, man.
Those are usually the same dudes that still wear big ass t-shirts and baggy clothes like we talked about before.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
They still stuck in 2002 and shit.
Yo, I'm sharing the link for y'all, man. Yo, please, I'd love to play it right now, man. This record going.
You could probably play that Kodak Black "Too Many Years" because that wasn't.
Nah, he's signed. He's BMI now. Yeah. They own his rights, B.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's gone, man.
I think we gotta start putting on the live thing when we put it on.
What's that?
We do not own the rights to music. We'll be able to play videos on there.
Fam, we could try it.
I think
you know what we'll do? This is what we'll do. So we don't lose an episode. We'll do like an extra episode. So we'll do like a Thursday, and then maybe we'll do like a Monday or Tuesday, and just like a quick. We'll write all that information just to test it out.
Because I noticed that everybody I see doing things that just does, I guess, post those words. I do not own the rights to music.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a safeguard thing where it allows you to play stuff because you're saying you don't. I don't know if it's. I just noticed everybody puts it on.
I've captioned it, and then they shut because when I did with my brother, they shut me down.
Down.
So
maybe it's because of you're doing a podcast or something like that.
I don't know. All I'm saying is like, damn, we just trying to talk about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It might be, bro, because you can put podcasts and things like that on major platforms too. So they might be like, nah, you can put this on Spotify. You could put this on iTunes if you wanted.
Maybe.
So you're probably
because Joe could, because like Joe, they couldn't play some music. They muted out.
They really don't play it. I don't hear them play.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just you're probably right.
Like it's just crazy, man.
You're probably right.
You know what I mean, make sure y'all turn on the notification whenever, Nice goes on or the GMS podcast goes on. Like I said, we just spoke some technical stuff in front of y'all. It's because we just trying to get better. We trying to learn. We share the information. We share it out to other people. There's actually a couple things going on. My homie DJ Alicide, he's putting on a show.
We gotta get together
in Providence.
We gotta make that phone call.
Which one?
For that.
We ain't gonna have time. You see the month?
Yeah.
We're in June 17th.
Well, yeah. I still want to be able to try.
I think
to
we
do
should
it
still.
anyway.
We could try.
Not that day, but I want
Okay, I
to
see
be
what
able
you
to
mean.
still do that event.
Something similar for that. Okay.
I think it would be good for sooner than later because the nice weather's coming. It's just like, yeah, when nice weather breaks and boom. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I kind of want to tell people what we're trying to do, honestly.
It's up to you, brother.
Like, what we're trying to do basically is I want to be able to throw an event for people to come together, specifically fathers with children. I want the fathers to come together, and I want to show people that the stigma within urban communities, specifically like within minority communities, that men don't take care of their children. I want to show people that men actually do take care of their children and bring men together. And I also want to try to get people to be willing to squash some beef out here in the streets that you got with other people. And I want you to understand that I'm asking you to come together to squash some beef and use your kids for your reasons. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to know that you have something in common with your enemy or the person that you consider to be your enemy because y'all are both parents. You know what I'm saying? You got that in common. So look at that person as a father and have them look at you as a father and understand that your children come first. Your children come before that beef. You understand? So I'm asking dudes if you're willing, you know what I'm saying, put that beef to the side, man. Everybody come out together and, there's a time to try to, squash some beef, man. Let that shit rest and get to your money and get on your grown man shit. That's all I'm trying to ask. If you want to do it, that's cool. You can hit me up. I know a couple people out there that got beef in them streets and shit, and I'll probably be contacting a couple people, man. And I'm gonna proposition you. And if you wanna do it, that's cool. I respect it. I appreciate it. But I feel like there needs to be some things done in Brockton, and I'm not gonna look to the cops to stop the violence and things like that. I think people that have been in the streets, and get enough respect in the streets, I think that we can all come together. It's not just me. There's going to be other people that I'm going to ask to help me make this event happen. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other people that I know are well known in the streets, and I'm gonna need y'all to link up too, so we can do something positive and try to get this violence to settle down a little bit, man. Because listen, get to this money out here, man. Get to this bag out here. I'm not judging however you do it, whatever, but yo, get to this money, take care of your family, yo. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, your kids come first. Your kids come first. So, that's all I'm really trying to do. And we were gonna do it for Father's Day. We wanted to do it for Father's Day, but there were a couple things that we really weren't aware of. And it took a little bit of time to find out the information that we needed, which we kind of knew. You need permits and stuff like that. If you want to throw the event at like a park, things of that nature, you need permits and stuff, and you need to have the right security there. And so it just took a little time to acquire that information and who to contact. And we feel like right now it's too short notice to put it out there for Father's Day. So we're just letting people know in the near future this is an event that we will be doing, and I'm asking people if you want to, be part of that, man. We would appreciate it because we just try and do something positive for the streets and the people that live in the communities that bullets are flying through their house while they're trying to sleep, and bullets are flying through their house while they're watching TV or they're eating dinner, and they don't want their kids to get shot and things of that nature, man.
Right.
And also just for parents out there that got kids in the street that they know could possibly die, and we don't, it's like you see parents out there, man, we don't want to see them going through all that pain and stuff like that.
We don't want to see nobody going through that. It just don't make it don't make no sense.
We trying to do something, man. So if I could say that I contributed a little bit, then I'll be good with that, and say if I could even squash one beef between a man and another man that doesn't end with a death in the street, I'll be cool with that.
Facts.
Man, so that's what we trying to do, and we will be doing it at some point in time. So,
Word. Damn, this is the first week. It's kind of quiet, man, but ain't nothing happened. I guess that's a good thing. Ain't nothing crazy, This
was a slow week. There really wasn't nothing to really.
So this week, I did a photo shoot at what was it called? Senior prom. not senior prom, but for senior portrait, and really cool at the Madison Park Madison Park Technical Vocational High School over in Roxbury. A lot of young kids reminded me of how crazy I used to be back in the day or whatever. But had a dope conversation. Young female from Angola, studying to become a surgeon. Shout outs to her. Yeah. I'm not gonna say names just because we had a really close conversation, and the conversation she spoke about was, I was like saying to her, "Hey, I hope I don't see you in any time in the near future, because that means I'm going to need surgery, outside of that." And she, just making jokes. She was just like, "I appreciate that." But I was like, "So, are you going to stick around?" Da, 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 da. She was like, she thinks she wants to go back home. And I'm like, "You're not going to finish your studies here?" She said, "Yeah, but America's just crazy." She was like, "But never mind." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then she goes, "Now, I can't really talk about it because I don't want you to kind of laugh at me." And I was like, "Man, just say it." She was saying, like, people here are truly angry. I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "People are just not friendly." I was like, "Yeah, that's American. I get it." Because when I go to Canada, I'll hang out for a little bit and I come home. I'm like, damn, like, people are kind of quick and assholes and
especially in Boston.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we known for being assholes.
And she's getting the grunt of it. Mm-hmm. But what's even worse is she was just like, the people, she's afraid of kind of just liking certain people. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then she was like, she's attracted to Caucasian men. And I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Well, it's kind of frowned upon." And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. She was like, "Don't you hear some of the conversations that was going on, the clique, how it's just segregated?" And I'm like, that's crazy. America's supposed to be the melting pot, right? And you have a young mind coming from another country looking to leave an opportunity that she has here because of how rude, I guess, people are, how people are making her feel a certain way.
Who's making her feel a certain way about, she's saying, what is it? Is it she's saying, like, white people make her feel a certain way about
black people,
to white people, or she's saying, like,
black people,
her own people, black
and
people?
thank you for that segue, but
no, because because
black people.
You got to. Yeah, I had to ask that question because there's obviously there could be. It's not far fetched to think that white people couldn't be making her feel.
No, 100%. But
I just had to clear. I didn't know what it was.
It was it's black kids.
Black kids are trying to make her feel some type of way. Okay.
Specifically Black American kids.
Okay.
And I wasn't shocked because, like, when I look at my group of friends, I have friends. We all have different circles, right? But my inner circle friends, I can truly say I don't have many Black American friends because I feel like we're just different, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be like,
I think culture-wise.
Yeah, 100%. But, like, when people talk about, because we talk about racism a lot on this podcast, and I don't think
we talk about it a lot.
We talk.
I think we talked about it one or two.
It touches here and there. Right. It finds its way here and there. But I wanted to bring that up. I just feel like people need to talk about that more often.
It is.
Like,
talked about.
Blacks, we go through a lot. Still going through it. I think it's extremely prevalent right now.
Well, I agree with what you're saying with her saying I can understand her. No, I can believe her when she says that her own people are making her feel some type of way about dating basically outside of her race.
Yeah.
Specifically white males. I see that all the time on social media. It's mainly African Americans who seem to have a problem, and I'm not saying that white people don't, because there's plenty of white people that don't want people dating outside their race, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's like, I seen the ones that I see that are open about it seem to mainly be African Americans, and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't understand," even if it's I don't really see the men being like, "I don't understand why black women date white men. I see more of the women saying they have a problem with black men dating white women. And I get where some of them are coming from because they're like, yo, we've had your back all this time.
All this time. Yep.
And then y'all shit on us.
Yeah.
You know, so I can get that. I can get that grievance and understand the anger, right? But then I see women who just clearly that's not even the reason why they don't think a black man should date like a white woman. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like you just clearly have a bias against these women, and you're okay with this bias. You're not hiding this bias. You just are pretty much saying you don't like them, and you know, like they'll say things like just basically there's nothing good about them, how you attracted to them. There's nothing even, you know, they don't have nice hair, they don't have nice bodies. They you know, everything that they could try to point out describing a white woman, they just try to make it out as it's just the ugliest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
You're like, wow, you're really open about that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if she's saying it was black men making her feel some type of way, or was majority.
We didn't
right?
get. I didn't ask specifically.
Right.
I
think that would have been a good question because those are things to know. Like, even though you probably weren't thinking about it at the time, but I think like that. You know because I like to get down to. Like,
I was thinking
who
like
is it
that.
More? You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking like that, but I didn't want her to. I didn't want her to stop. Because I felt like I offered her someone to vent to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I feel like maybe she didn't have like because when everyone was gone, it was like a little clique. She didn't really have like friends she was cliquey with. And then she was hanging out with a teacher, and it was talking with a teacher and just kind of hanging out. And then I was just saying, I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. Let me go ahead and vent. Like, say what you got to say. And then me being, you know, a little more experienced of age with life and everything. And I said, hey, listen, don't let this country ruin your opportunity just because of certain people. You like who you like, and it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. I said, I'm married to someone that's Caucasian. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And people will always have something to say about everything. And that's the crazy thing. She's so young and smart, but yet still very impressionable. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, she's in this class, you know, AP this, AP that, AP this. And I'm like, all right, you're kind of smart. Yeah, you know, you have an idea what you want to do. Like, I think people need to, she should be in a better environment, or an environment that just is welcoming to all of that. And I know the school being the school is not necessarily, it's cliquey. You know, it's very segregated when you go there. You can see it. And it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, damn, I was just I was annoyed. I was kind of pissed. And I see someone made a comment about blacks and Haitian. What I was saying, just to reiterate, was that I don't have many close, is the word, close black American friends, because we just are just different.
But put it out there for the record, most of your friends are black.
Black, like, and they happen to
because people will be like, he probably only has white friends. Like, no.
Like, and then,
most of your friends are black. They're just not black.
And it tends to be a lot of people I kind of grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I got people on all sides. I got Asian friends, Vietnamese friends, Spanish friends, black friends, white friends, all friends. I just like people. You feel me? But I've noticed
your everyday circle.
It's just different. You know, my everyday circle, it's like it's black. Right. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, I'm being realistic as to just the people. You feel me? Like,
you think that you felt where she was coming from because you kind of experienced that?
Because I'm an immigrant, bro. Right. I came up I'm gonna keep it 100. There was a movie called Serpent in the Rainbow, right? True story. Check it out. Great movie. And basically it was a movie based out of Haiti about a certain powder. Harvard sent a few scientists to get this powder to help with surgeries, yada, yada, yada. When that movie came out in 1985, people were petrified of Haitians. People like myself really did say, hey, I'm Haitian. Like, that wasn't you was either black or white or Puerto Rican. And I went to Jamaica Plain. I went out there. You know, I was in Blessed Sacrament. And that's what it was wherever we went. Fast forward, AIDS epidemic come out. I think they really started talking about, say, 86, 87. Boom, they talked about a green monkey. Boom, they talked about Haitians. I'm like, oh, shit. Then my father had an interview with Liz Walker on Channel 5 to, like, clarify the ignorance in people's heads. They were like, oh, it's coming from Haitians. No, like, science. Proof.
Right.
Not what you think, science, right? Boom. Fast forward to whenever a genius came up with, let's put all flags hanging from, what do you call it, the rear view mirrors of your car. I don't know what year that was. It started getting popping. I was out in Rhode Island, but I think Wyclef Jean just came out. He was cool. They were like, who's this guy? Oh, this Haitian guy. Came out with the Fugees. You know what I'm saying? Now people started, oh, that's a Dominican, that's Puerto Rican, that's a Peruvian, that's a Salvadorian, that's a Haitian, a Jamaican, Mongolian, this and that. This is when the world started saying there are other people outside of white and black. But during my time, when I was coming up, like, I'm not saying I hit it, but I didn't pronounce it. I wasn't waving flags like I do
even
now.
my man,
You
my
feel
man's
me?
a Haitian will tell you, like, dudes used to be made fun of when we
Word.
Haitians was clowned on.
Word.
Bro.
Word. Now
they're
everybody
oh,
wants to be
now
Zoe.
Everybody want to be Zoe.
Everybody want to be Zoe.
Everybody wanna be
Like,
Zoe, right.
and that's what's crazy. So I can definitely understand.
Shows progress.
Like 1,000%. Fam, okay. Like what she's going through is crazy. I think just being so young. And then two, being she's not from this country.
I think it's sad that that's what people need to stop doing. Stop trying to make people feel some type of way about liking another individual. That shit is nonsense. Yo.
Word.
Like, that shit is the biggest nonsense ever. Like, she's saying basically because she's attracted to a certain individual, people within her own group are making her feel ashamed of that. Like, that's corny, yo.
Very corny.
I don't know about, like, you know what's funny too is I've been with all different kinds of women, but you know, my fiance is black and Mexican. That's why she can cook so good. But, but on a real note, right? I've never really experienced, like, you know how people be like, oh, I get the funny looks and the like little slick comments, and I don't know. I've never experienced it. Like, I've been out with my girl and other black women numerous times, and I've never, I don't know, maybe if I'm not paying attention to it or what it is, but I've never heard anybody say anything. I never felt like anybody treated us funny. I just don't recall any backlash for it.
I think you're engulfed in one. I'll say that you're not seen for that, but remember the barbershop story. Remember how we was talking about, like, certain clienteles would approach you.
Right.
You felt it that way. Right. I think it's because you have a reason to focus on that. Whereas when you're with your girl, you're literally with your girl. Yeah. You're in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them props. Right. So if he ever does something fucked up, come back to this and remember that Cliff says that nice is in the moment when he's with you. Wow. So back to you. You be in the moment, so you don't be seeing all these people like, oh, look at these two.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You feel me? Like,
I think I don't be paying attention.
100%. Fam.
I don't think I pay it.
100%.
When I'm out with mine, my attention is on her. I'm not really focused on anybody. As long as nobody disrespects her, I don't really. You know what I'm saying? I'm just focused on her. That's it. So it probably was that. I just never. I don't know. I'm
here. Like, we're here working, right? And people be like, "Hey, where's the girl that works right here?" I'm like, "Oh, no, she's not here." Da da da. And then they're like, "Oh, okay, because she was supposed to do this, and that." I was like, "Oh, okay, but I'll let her know." You know. And then I was like, "Oh, that's my wife," and they'll go, "The white girl?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my, she's so nice." Like, they have genuine love, but the fact that I'm with her,
it like blows their mind.
They're like
the emoji with the head exploding.
Fam, like, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna record it and have them sign it off. Every time we work, it happens, fam.
Yeah.
If people, they're like, really? They're like, yo, she's the nicest white girl I've ever met. The way like they're saying it is not to be like to belittle her, but it's to say their experience themselves is not what they're accustomed to. And I have to go back to say, like, a lot of times, if you're not around a lot of, say, different people, your mindset is kind of just like conducive to just like what you're experiencing. Exactly. So if you're stuck in a block in the hood and you're not really going nowhere and people bring you elsewhere, you might feel a certain way. Total different experience. But I brought my boy L to the beach. I'll never forget it. It was like 2007. I was like, yo, we gonna just go, bro, want to go to Walston and just cool out. The block is hot for you right now. I don't know why, but let's get the hell out of here. Walston Beach, fam. Ain't no one going there. We calm. It's cool. We eat crab cakes. He's like this because he's not accustomed to anything else. Then I was like, Then I brought him to his first concert. Because I was like, yo, you need to see how professionals move. We went to go see Anthony Hamilton with a couple of friends of ours. He was like, wow, there's a lot of white people here. I'm like, there's a lot of other people too. Right. He was like, yeah. And then he said, wow, they're acting different. I was like, what you talking about? Now, this is a young man that didn't have a lot of interaction with Caucasian people. Right. And then that's when I was like, oh, shit. The hood is a project. Right. Like Hove said, like the project, that's why there's liquor stores there. You feel me? That's why the liquor, and I'm going on a tangent, but follow me on the ride. The liquor store is expensive to keep the people in the hood suppressed because they're like they're spending their hard-earned money or however they get their money on liquor. They're sticking around that area in the hood, and they're only subjected to certain types of people.
But I think that's not just with the hood. I think that's people in general. Like I think even white. I mean, you can take that same example with white people that's only been around white people all their life. They'll have these implicit biases towards black people, right? And then when they come around a black person that doesn't appear to be the stereotypical black person that they think exist, or like maybe the one or two that they have encountered that maybe they had a bad experience with, right? And then that led them to think like all of these people are like this. And then you take them around, say, the hood, and they're like, hey, that dude was actually cool. Or, yo, that dude over there was mad cool.
Yeah, they're people.
Everybody was mad cool here. It's like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, you're as you said, you're in a bubble. You're only over here, and you haven't ventured outside of here. And that's what angers me, like when I see people say such ignorant things regarding other groups of people. Right. And it's like, yo, you've never really stepped outside of your group of people and actually have gone around this other group of people where there's a lot of them. To say that they're all negative or they're all like this.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And when you do that, most of the time, as you were just saying, you'll be like, oh, they weren't really like that. Yeah. And it's like, it just boils down to like, yo, step outside of your fucking circle.
Yeah, it's going to be okay.
Go outside of your city.
Go outside
of your block.
You said it. Go outside.
Go outside, period. Like, go around to different places. Yeah. And you'll see that people there's nice people and there's
still assholes out there, but
assholes out there. They come in all different colors and shapes and sizes and everything. Yeah. They're all out there, but to think that there's just this one group of people and they're all a certain way because of one or two experiences you've had that you felt as though weren't great experiences, and then you've never really even interacted with these group of people outside of, because you only stay within your bubble. It's like, yo, you got to understand that, you know, people are not always what you think they are.
They are.
I'm trying to say, man. And
Hold on, I'm trying to read this, and maybe you can read. I'm not. I forgot my glasses, old man.
You're probably trying to read Madison's.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like black men don't care as much that a black woman deals with a white man, because black women, from my perspective, haven't really shamed black men to glorify white men as much as black men have insulted black women to glorify the Hispanic white woman. So I can see how a black woman can come off more biased, role switched. Not a fact, but from my experience, hearing the things black men have said about their own kind. Right. Well, I mean, I've heard black men say things negatively about black women, but it's not all black men, and it's not most black men. And I've heard black men say very positive things about black women. And once again, it's not all black men, and it's not most black men. But I don't know how much. What she say? They haven't really shamed black men to glorify white men as much as black men have insulted black women to glorify the Hispanic one. Are they insulting? So you think they're insulting the black woman to glorify Hispanic and white women?
I wish you were still on.
Or she's saying she's insulting them. They're insulting black women and then glorifying Hispanic and white.
I just
women.
asked her, can you clarify?
Like,
I don't want to read. I don't want to misread that, so I'm asking her to.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
to clarify it.
I don't know. I don't know.
I just feel like there's more.
mean,
like
yo,
when
you
you
get-
watch movies,
you
you
get-
see more of that though. You notice that? Like Hollywood pushes that script. Like there's more. You'll see a black man like leave a black woman for, say, a white woman. That's that's a script that's always been all over the damn place. But you're not really seeing the role reverse, you know, like the vice versa type of thing, which is kind of,
I think
it's
because
kind of
it's
interesting.
not even. I think if you really understand that, the reason why is because it's not really realistic. That's not really the way it happens. Most people do usually stick around their own kind. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a racist type of thing. Like most white people, usually you'll see them and they have a white significant other. Black people, black, Asian, Spanish. I think that's the norm.
Y'all need to go to Canada and see how it gets down. Like,
this is out here though. You know what I mean? This is out here where, like you said, it's and over the course of time in history, man, people have he says humans are tribal. Yeah, absolutely.
100.
But culture and the way that a society is can create certain things. And as you said earlier, like the school was like kind of segregated.
Yeah.
Bang. And that's a direct effect of the history within this country, yo. So
I agree.
Still, obviously, like if the country was different back from the fucking 1600s, if the country wasn't separated and segregated the way that it was, it probably, you wouldn't see that today. It would be different.
Yeah.
Right? But the message wasn't always everybody come together. That wasn't always the message for a long time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Stay with
That's
your
more
kind,
of like
this and
a
that.
newer message.
Yeah.
Even though, you can say like 80, maybe, you know, it's not the 50s or the 60s anymore. And it's still a decent while back, but it's not the longest amount of time. But the message has changed over time. But you still see the residual effects of, you know, look at, the Haitians are over here, the white kids are over here, the Asians are over here. And it doesn't mean that these kids are racist. This is just an effect that history has had, and now you see the outcome, and you're like, "Oh, look at this!" Though. Like it's just all of a sudden, it's kind of like naturally,
and not for nothing,
naturally
it's gonna continue to happen to an extent. It happens when you go grocery shopping. There's a certain place that Haitians and Spanish people go grocery shopping because they have the certain type of vegetables, certain type of meats. You can get them, but Shaw's probably won't carry certain plantains or yams or this, and that's okay. Church, same thing. Language. Even a doctor's office. It shouldn't be that way, but that's what it is. But
you got to think about it like this too. It's we could also create the argument that it may not even have to do with the society. If you just look at around the world, period, right?
Yep.
If you come from an area like South America,
Yeah.
you've been around all South American Spanish kind of people your entire life.
Yeah.
So when you leave there and you go and relocate to, say, another country, you're going to gravitate toward people that you've naturally been around your entire life. You're like, you and I could go to school, right? And say I'm from Haiti, you're from Haiti.
Yep.
We don't know each other.
Right.
But I know you're Haitian, you know I'm Haitian. We don't know nobody in this school. You and I are going to link up.
Yeah.
You and I are going to link up.
Just because. Yeah.
Just because.
Yep.
It's kind of like that.
Yep.
You feel me?
This is true. This is true.
It's a natural thing. I do think it is a natural thing, but I also do think that society and culture can play a role in that as well within a certain society, right? We know that. You know it can. But at the same time, what I'm saying is that it doesn't mean like, it's racism because you see it like that now. Like these young kids are over here, them over there. It doesn't mean that they dislike each other or nothing like that. It's just
that they're
okay.
But see, okay, that great. You know what? Great point. And I used to say this, haven't said this in a while, but I've always thought that after your first year of high school, I think your second year, there should be a program, even though they have it. We got to ship more kids out of here. Like, I know they have it, exchange students. I just don't think it's enough. Right. I think even if it's in the country, like get these kids out of here so you know what other people in other countries are going through. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, and we can understand each other. You know what I mean? Hey, Madison, I see that. You could call in if you want, make it easier, because I think this would be pretty cool. We're on here for another few minutes because we ain't got much to talk about. You know what I mean?
If you want to call up,
feel free to call in. The lines are open.
774-257-5170.
There you go.
And I'll read what she said. She said, it's hard typing, laugh out loud. Did you really laugh out loud?
She did.
That? All right. Most people, I don't really laugh out loud, but I'm just fucking with it. But even with social media, I see arrogant remarks from black men on a regular. They'll say things like, I won't date a black girl because of their hair texture compared to Hispanics and white women's texture, etc. It's shady remarks like that instead of just stating their preference of women. They feel the need to bash black women while doing it. Okay.
Those are boys.
I mean, you know what? I can't tell her that she doesn't, because I see a lot of things on my social media too that comes from a specific group of people, and whether it's male or female or a specific group of people that are maybe black or white. So I get what she's saying. If she may really see that, and she might feel like, I see this commonly on my news feed and on my social media. So it's natural to think like, this is probably the way a lot of other people think as well. So I get why she's saying it.
No, you're right. And look at, just to go off of what Derek's saying, people find it easier to assimilate with their culture because they share the same social norms, religion, language, holiday, etc. People naturally want to fit in my opinion, just kind of like what we were talking about. But I haven't been employed for, I'd say, over a decade easily. But I remember when I used to manage a group of people, I used to have this thing called potlucks. I don't know if people still do it. And a potluck is when you bring a dish. I know people like your dish that you're really nice at making, but it should be a dish that speaks to your heritage. You know what I mean? And so that other people can take an opportunity to taste it, question it, like it, dislike it, whatever. But it then creates opportunity for conversation to be like, what is this eyeball looking at me? Like, oh, don't worry about it. Nice. It looks crazy. It's crunchy, but it's amazing. You know what I mean? I think there needs to be more of that. I keep going back. I don't know how else to push it through people's brain, but I think I
think that's probably Madison. She's calling up. Is it going?
Let me pick it up here. To push it through people's brain, but I think hold on 1 second. Hello.
It's Madison.
Hey.
What's up, Maddie?
All right, so go ahead. Please explain.
Yeah,
Minus the LOL.
I appreciate you calling up too. I appreciate that
Okay, I
because
didn't really laugh out loud.
yeah,
But basically, I was just trying to say, I mean, because he brought up a point about how, black women are more biased when they see a black man dealing with a white woman versus the other way around. And I feel like there's just been a long term of hate from black men towards their own black woman that's why a bit of animosity occurs, and a black woman sees it from a different perspective, or comes off a little bitter or angry to
yeah,
outsiders.
yeah. I can
There's a
agree.
lot of deep down internal anger, I feel like, instilled in black women, because that is a big problem. A lot of black men do shame darker toned women and glorify lighter toned women, white women, etc., over them on a daily.
Yeah.
And even in my experiences, I've been in a relationship with a guy who was a black man, and he's even told me that if it wasn't for me being as light as I am as a black woman, he probably wouldn't date me.
Whew.
And then began to stereotype darker toned women that were darker than me. So I have a lot of males in my family, a lot of black males in my family, and just from listening to things that they have said and, in regular conversation and their interactions with white women and their dealings and contrasting them with black women, they say a lot of awful things. I hear from a lot of point of views. My father's a black man, and himself, I have this argument with him all the time because he's one of those black men that stereotype black women and refuses to date black women, which is crazy to me. But it's very real of a problem. So I think that's where a lot of that opinion comes from. I don't necessarily want to. It's not right that black women look at it differently, but I understand where it's coming from, is what I'm trying to say.
Can I ask a question real quick?
What?
What's your where your parents were? Are they American?
Yes.
Y'all are gonna hate me. I think it's a black and American thing. I truly think it's a black American thing.
Yeah.
100%. I think it stems from. I think it's a black American thing. I think Haitians ain't got no problems with it. Like,
Right. I agree.
I truly think it stems from slavery. It's people
Well, I
got to
agree
look
with.
at that.
I mean, I said earlier. She basically said what I was like. I agree with what she said. Like, I can understand why a lot of women of color feel they have anger and resentment towards black men that gravitate toward, even, I guess she's saying, yeah, Spanish women or white women. Like, I get it, especially when black women have had black men's backs for so long, given the horrible history that they had to go through and the things they had to endure in this country, and the black woman's always been there for them. So for them to turn around and fix their mouth to say anything negative about a black woman and say it in a general manner, right? Naturally, I can understand why a black woman could be upset and maybe just hold a natural resentment towards like a Spanish woman or a white woman. And it's like, yo, I mean, just you kind of have to. It doesn't make it right. What I'm saying is, as she said, it doesn't make it right. But I can empathize and understand where they're coming from. And the problem is, it's certain men that just can't say, I just like white women or I just like Spanish women and just leave it at that.
Which is their right.
Right. They gotta go. They gotta go further and
They're not
point to.
understanding exactly what a preference is.
Yeah, they just gotta go
You don't
further.
have to insult to like something.
That's what I'm saying. They go further and they gotta say, when someone asks them, "Oh, you don't like black women?" Instead of just keeping their opinion to themselves because it may be negative, they have to explain. Yeah, I don't like black women. I don't like their hair. I don't like their attitude, or they ratchet and they speak in a general manner. You know what I mean?
It is a real problem too. I mean, if you look at the rate of black women that are actually married in America too, that's
Yeah.
it outweighs versus.
Right.
A lot of black men aren't married to be black women at all.
Right. Nah, I feel you. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I think personally that people should just let people be with who they want to be with.
Word.
And shouldn't have a problem with it. And that should just be the bottom line. And if you find something negative about another person, whether they're black, white, whatever, but if you don't specifically like certain things, like, you don't have to speak about it. Just keep that kind of shit to yourself is how I view it. Just keep that shit to yourself, because
a lot of men say, white women are submissive than black women. There's
Right.
a lot of backlash.
And I would, and I'm the
They
type.
say
You know,
that?
you know what's funny?
I thought I was
right?
gonna see. I'm
You
gonna
know
say
what's
some,
funny? I'm one of them. I'm one of them.
I'm gonna say
dudes
some
like-
racist shit. I thought it was Asians. For real.
I'm one of them dudes that will tell you when every time I hear a black dude say that, I be like, yo, I can tell you 100% that that is not true. Like, what do you mean nice? Because I've done had. I mean, my
Word.
thing is, I done had my way with black women plenty of times. Like, plenty of times, bro. And it wasn't like, and they, you know, it wasn't, they didn't put up no arguments, fuss, no nothing. It was always a great time. And my shorty right now is you know, never no arguments or nothing like that. So I don't get where people even they say dumb things like that, like white women are more submissive. I'm like, where do you get this notion from, dog? Where did that come from?
Too much generalizing of one race. That's the problem.
Now, why is that? Why do you think that is? Let's get into that. Let's simplify it. Why do you think that is? I'm asking you.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
I'm thinking, yo.
I think people are just ignorant. That's all it is. It's just ignorance, yo. That's all it is. It's just ignorance. People just don't know how to. And I've been saying this on a few different shows. People don't know how to. You know,
stereotypes lead from some bit of truth. At the end of the day, they do. But people kind of just take it and run with it. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people also don't know how to deal with things on an individual experience. You know what I'm saying? They'll have one bad experience or a couple bad experiences, and next thing you know, they're like, all black women, all black women got attitudes, and you're like, bro, all black women got attitudes. What are you talking about? Right. Every time I try to holler at these chicks, they got attitudes and they all extra, and it's like, yo, because you see, instead of just individualizing your experience with these few black women that you may have had that with, or if it's white women or whatever, you just generalize all of them.
I think we got the answer.
Well, that's why you made up a good point with traveling. That's why it's so important for us to be outside of where, you know, we're born, because
go around the world, exactly.
Maybe those 5 black girls out of the same hood act the same way.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think you know what it is. I think they just staying on their grown man shit.
That's exactly.
That ain't so. You know what I mean? Get on some grown man shit. Like, be an adult. Understand that. Hey.
Because if you're still complaining about the same things you're complaining about from women at a younger age till now, then there's a problem with you.
Exactly. You ain't on some grown man shit. You ain't growing up. You still stuck in the past. You just thinking that a quick little line, or you think actually bringing a person out on a date is going to entitle you to the whole thing.
Right.
That's what I think.
Right. I live in the same city I was born in, and my taste in men are not the same.
Hey, and you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I tell everyone, man, at the end of the day, live your life, have different experiences so that you don't look back with regret. You don't ever want to say shoulda, woulda, coulda. Right. You feel me? Like, come on, man. You can learn something from people. We're all different, but when you're around the same circle of people, how are you going to grow mentally? You know, how are you going to grow as a person? But I think, again, these type of conversations I appreciate these type of conversations. We appreciate you calling in because I think we need more women like you, but I also think we need more women like you to actually speak up.
Oh, we got a fan tuning in from New Zealand.
We got New Zealand people.
We got somebody.
Actually, you know what you got to do? You got to have your family members.
You got to share it.
You got to share this.
She's one dude. She puts up a status, bro. She gets a fucking million comments on
then let's do it.
God damn.
Like, you know what? We'll get you on, but we gonna get like even. Share it to your family members. Maybe this is a way of getting them to think differently. Because a lot of times I'll say things to people and they're like, Cliff, whatever, man. You always Mr. Hippie positive guy. But then they'll hear some random person say it. We'll say like a Jay-Z.
Right.
Yo, he's spilling that knowledge.
Everybody know. If you know me on Facebook, I said that about 2 weeks ago. I said everything's a fucking jewel every time a celebrity says it. But when a normal person that's been saying that for years, people they brush it off. But Hove says it or Drake says it or whatever. Now all of a sudden they're like, yo, that shit's a jewel, B.
It's gospel.
They dropping them jewels. Yo, you heard that? It's like, yo. I've been saying that for years, dog.
I don't know if you notice, I'm trying to get nice to say it's gospel. You feel me? Like it's all God, it's God given.
Madison, no, I don't believe in
I'm gonna get him. You know? But yo, we want to thank you. We're gonna get you in here because this ain't the first time that he's mentioned this. You doing your thing.
Yo, she got a popping page, bro. She does. She really does. She has a
so
popping
damn,
page.
you know what I mean?
You know?
We'll definitely get you going. It's good to hear. We got some good people out there watching us, and you actually checking in on the comment to hit us back.
Yeah,
and give us
appreciate it.
you know what I mean?
Appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it. Be well.
All right.
Yeah, man. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
And like you something that was truly interesting in saying, and her saying is she was saying that it's her family members, which is why I was like, all right, I gotta dig. Like, what are you? Black American? Yeah. I'm telling you, nice. And I'm not trying to pick on my Black American people. I'm just trying to say I really like the slave mentality is still embedded in the brain. Not just y'all. I think we're okay to wash some of it away, but like we got to work on that as a people.
Man, don't realize that you're just I don't know, man. You just I don't even know what to say about I don't know because people get all I don't know, man.
You know.
There's just a lot of things that people don't like to really admit.
They don't want to talk about it or admit it.
Yeah, like they don't want to admit because they don't want to hear. Like I had people like really try to spaz on me and like before when I was talking about racism and I spoke about black racism and stuff like that and people were like, oh, black people can't be racist, and I'm like, yo, bro,
that's crazy.
I'm like, dog, like, and then they'll bring up that argument that was created by, I think it was that chick, forget her name, but the argument is not, it fails to be able to differentiate between structural racism, institutional racism, and then there's just regular racism, okay? Yep. And all I like what Sam Harris and Glenn Lowry said during their conversation, and basically racism is basically a set of biases that you have, right?
Yeah.
And that you're okay with these biases, and you think that these biases are actually good, and you think that these biases should be used in society to base people's moral worth off of these implicit biases that you have, okay? This is, anybody is, and they've done I think it's called the IAT test or something like that by that Harvard psychologist. She's, I forget her name. She's like Indian, or she's got a really weird name. I don't mean to say weird. She has a hard name to remember. But people have implicit biases, okay? And that's what basically racism is. You hold contempt. You hold contempt for another person based off their racial identity, and you devalue that person solely based off of their racial identity. To say that a specific group of people is not capable of that, okay?
That right there.
Yeah, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
It's nonsense, yo, okay? Now, when you bring up structural racism or institutional racism, yes, only people that can implement that kind of thing are people that have to be in power in order to do that. I get that. So if you say, hey, if these group of people have been oppressed, then they can't be structurally racist. Yeah. They can't implement institutional racism. No shit. They're not in power. No shit. That is a logical conclusion. That is not anything that's like, oh, yo, like that's common sense. But you're not understanding what just racism is. Yeah. So it's been shown that everybody has implicit bias, okay? And they've done this with even in-group studies. There's people have implicit bias against their own people, all right? The problem is when you accept these implicit biases, as I said, and you accept them as good, you truly believe they're good, and that they should be used in a way to judge the moral worth of another person simply based on their racial identity, okay? Anybody is capable of having that. You know what I'm saying? We all have implicit biases. We all do. And that's what that test was. That's what that test was it was based on, to reveal to people these unconscious biases that they have, because some people don't even know them. Yeah. You know, and it's to reveal like everybody has them. But it doesn't mean that you're racist because you have implicit biases. What means you're racist is if you're okay with those implicit biases and you think that they're good and they should be used to judge the moral worth of another human. This is what
judge
Sam
and
Harris
to fix
and
and to put them in a box and not afford certain opportunities, not empower people.
Right. Exactly.
And that's the problem.
Exactly.
You can think what you want.
Right. If you think that a certain group of people are incapable of this, you are mistaken.
Right.
You're wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what, like I said, like some people gotta, and I was just like, yo, man, listen, I'm not debating that. I'm not arguing that because to even suggest otherwise is just fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't, this is the last thing I'm going to say on this. If you can't differentiate between structural racism, institutional racism, and plain old racism, then don't have that conversation because anybody is capable of being racist. Period.
100%. 100%. All right, man, let's end it on that. Oh, one quick question, and I want to follow it up the next podcast. Do you think people that get married use that as a Band-Aid to assist their financial needs? Do you think people, maybe not intentionally, but they get married to somewhat Band-Aid or to assist their financial needs? And I'll give you an example.
Could it be a motive, you mean?
Let's just say, hey, babe, we've been together, dating, whatever. Instead of paying for 2 apartments, let's just hook up and get one. All right, cool. Hey, babe, let's share that gym membership.
Right.
Okay. Hey, babe, let's put your pennies in our pennies and let's make a little superpower. Let's get married. I think that happens a lot more. I think when people get together and people sometimes, when they get together, they start doing relationship-y things. People assume like, oh, you guys are together. That means you're getting married next. And then the pressure kicks in and they get married. Yo, I don't know why certain people won't admit that shit.
Right.
It's a reality.
It's definitely a reality.
Goddamn. I read something about that. I just want to bring that back up, man. What's he about a prenup? Man, I ain't talking about no goddamn prenup, man. However you spell that word. You're on the phone. Yo, fam, how are you on the phone? Like,
and you know you got spell check.
Yo, you lazy fam. What the rasu? That's what I gotta say. Shout out to my boy Tyrone. Man, anything to say while we end this?
Nah, it actually was. It's funny because we were probably
we had nothing.
We had really nothing, and we were like, "Yo, we were in here like kind of down, like, yo, bro, this is a slow week.
Yeah,
really nothing going. It's like this is all right.
We need more drama, right?
We were like, this is only going to be like an hour long. Yeah, we're just gonna get, we're not gonna have much, and then it just turns into something else. But,
this is crazy.
I say, you getting good at this, bro.
I don't know.
You're getting good at this because I don't think we would have been able to do this like our first or second episode where we just came in not really having.
But yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, we going on a tangent and that's all right. Yo, was it the second? When did Rudely come here? The second?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think the second, right? Yeah, it was the second. Technical difficulties. You have grown night and day, because I think your patience. From then to today, if you can explain night and day, but add more shit to it, night and day, because you get the technologies, you understand where my crazy brain wanted us to go as a podcast. I've learned to just calm down because like I was just like at home like, and then my wife's talking to me, I'm just like, yep. And she just said some crazy shit just to see if I was even listening. But I wasn't because I was like, why is this not working? What's going on? Right. To us trying to do this and doing that, and then us to saying like, yo, let's just slow down and have a conversation. To now saying, okay, the audio is right. I'm going to watch this on the ride home, or I'm going to listen to it because I'm going to be driving, so I won't be watching it. But you know what I mean? And I think this is dope. Yeah. And funny enough, we came here. I'm looking at my notepad as my bliss test. I had 3 items. And the second, it says Brittany K. Barrett and me, Angela Cody. Those are the two attorneys.
Yeah.
Number 2 says Nipsey Khaled. And number 3 says Khaled's new album. So it was really just 2.
Yeah. And you asked me, you guys, I said, yo, I don't really have shit to talk about.
This is nuts. Yo, it's all right, man. But I think
I'll tell you what, I've
What's
tried
that?
to learn to stop saying so much, and I'm getting a little bit better. What up, Chops? What up, bro? Yeah, I noticed you weren't on tonight. I know if you ain't on, no, it's because you busy.
make that money.
But yo,
Do your
you
thing.
know what I try to slow down on, and I always catch myself saying it too. I say, you know what I'm saying?
You say, yeah,
You know what I'm
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
You know what I'm saying? I seen dude commented, I think it was Cruz. He's like, dude, we need to get you a T-shirt that says, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I say that too much, but it's such a natural thing.
It
but
happens, yeah.
I know that I can discipline
Yeah.
myself to stop saying it. And I was saying that when I go
That's
on
cool.
there, I have
Even
to
that is
stop
swearing.
saying
We was
that.
talking about that too.
Yeah, especially with the swearing.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if people have noticed that, but I definitely calmed down with that. I know that I can control my tongue when it
We're
comes
not
to
including his rants last night.
Yeah. I didn't swear last night.
You
though.
didn't?
No. Word, I didn't. I actually peeped that and I was like,
Did you?
Not,
You
nope,
did
I
it?
did not swear last night.
Okay,
I went
my
on a whole
fault.
25-minute spiel.
I'm gonna check it out.
You're gonna watch it, and I did not swear.
I am gonna check it out.
You'll notice. I peeped that.
Nah.
I peeped that today after I listened to it like 3 times. Because I had to see a couple of the things that I said. I said, I wish I didn't say that like that. I
Yeah, I
wish
do that,
worded
yeah.
that differently. But I noticed, I said, oh, damn, I didn't swear. I didn't swear.
I can play this.
And that's
now.
how I knew. I was like, see, I wasn't
Yeah.
angry. I wasn't even angry.
All right, so now that we're not swearing, we're on top. Now I'm gonna open up the bag of other tricks and stuff and people. So y'all get ready. GMS. I ain't got anything to sell. Anything else to say? What do you got? Nothing. I ain't got shit.
Nah, I don't have nothing else to
As
say.
I
man.
just swore.
Right. We out of here till next week. I thank everybody that tuned in. And thank you, Madison, for calling up.
Yeah.
Anybody else that ever called up, we appreciate that. Appreciate all the shares, all the support, and we're going to keep going with this. That's it.
Grown man shit.
Peace.
Thank you, Jesus.